whoa now, people.
Wow.
Welcome back to the Cheeky Eye for Show, where we
How
check
y'all
self and
been?
we self-check. You know, before we get started, you know, we got to give thanks to the Heavenly Father for allowing us to do what we do and be who we are, you know, especially for my team, my brother Jew and my brother Doc. You know, we got a big artist coming through tonight, you know, Sleepy V. You know, he coming to get high with your brothers, you know, he coming to,
All right now.
talk some shit and everything else. But Doc and Jew behind the camera, you know, I got this thing I want to reflect on, you know, this word called trust. And not just anything about this word trust. It's about, you know, what you smoking and understanding what you smoking and trusting people. Besides trusting yourself, you trust others that you feel as though you want to smoke with because they got a blunt. Because you like that smell, you know, and they pass you something and they give you the fucking woozy.
Not what you thought it was. Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're gonna tap into this trust to where I have trust issues. Now, when it comes down to my brother that I smoke with, I know if I pull up on Jew, I ain't gotta worry about him giving me something that ain't good for me. He smoke good like I smoke good. Doc the same way. I can trust these brothers that they don't set me up to get me fucked up. You understand that, Doc? You know, so
here's an example of trust right here, yo.
Give it to him.
I ain't rolling this blunt.
Right. Who rolled that blunt?
I got this blunt from him. Matter of fact, now that you say that, honestly, I don't know who rolled this blunt. But I got this blunt from him. I trust him.
Right.
I trust him to know just not what I want. See, you can't trust everybody. Now, I trust him.
Here's another example, you know, friends. I'm going to go back and to reflect way back in the day.
It's good. I trust you.
Oh, I know you trust me on this. That's that Woe Nine. You know, we puffing, we Chief and I, you know, on that Woe Nine. But back in the days where I come from in our era, you know, I had certain friends. I know what each one do. I know who put cocaine with their weed. Right. I know who put a little crack with their weed. I know who put a little heroin with their weed. But they know what type of dude I was. I smoked straight cannabis, Mary Jane. And I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to keep putting it in y'all head. For every fella out there, every female, I bet you don't know where your first threesome come from. Do you know, Doc? You rolled up a blunt, a joint, you smoke some of this good old goddess, with a goddess, that's your first threesome. A plan on a plan. She look good. But that trust issue, you know, you got a lot of people out there that's fucking up their friends and giving them something that they know they own something else. So if you putting anything in your blunt and you pass it off to your friend to hit, you fucking up the game. You know, that's why we have Cheeky Eye Reflect. Just give y'all the insight. Anybody that smoke around me,
let me make a quick mark on that.
And
when you out somewhere and you see somebody smoking a blunt because they with somebody you won't go hit that blunt, but you don't know them, and they tell you,
there you go. Yeah, that
you
part.
don't want this. Listen to them and be like, all right, cool. Don't push it and push it and push it, because they might be telling you you don't want that for a reason. You wind up pushing and get something you don't want. Be careful.
And the reason why we having a reflect talk, because people giving a bad name on cannabis. I'm not a doctor, Doc not a doctor, Jew not a doctor, but we experience these things. So to give y'all that insight on who you need to trust and what you smoking and what you need to know about what you smoking and who you smoking with. That's the reflect of the day, you know. But I got a brother that's coming through, man.
What we got?
Man, Sleepy fucking V.
Oh, word? Yeah,
yes,
man. That's what's up. That's the cat with them guitar tracks, huh?
Yes. Oh, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the one. You know, he got a song called Mean Girls, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that type shit. He part of the Best Damn. You know, when we talk about Lance.
Oh, all right. Yeah, okay. That's
you gotta talk about Sleepy.
Shout out to the boys, Best Damn. Y'all know what's happening.
You know, so we're gonna take us an intermission, people. and everything else. But that's the reflect talk about trust. Understand the people you're with. And if they love you, then they're gonna put you in a situation that's gonna harm you. You know, and remember, it ain't what you smoke. Because the shit smell loud, it smell good, it might not feel good. And if your mouth get numb up from you hitting this blunt, mm,
Put that shit down.
and your mouth get numb,
Put that
it
shit
means
down.
it's laced with something, dumbass. Put the shit down. It's not for you. I've been smoking weed since I've been 11 years old. God damn it. The only thing it made me do is choke. So we gonna get back at y'all. Y'all know my motto: fly ride, fly high. Check
Cool.
your self check.
Say
We
it
out.
again. Say it again.
Whoa now, whoa now. Hey, I told y'all he was coming through and everything else. Before I get him to do anything, hey, Sleepy, why don't you go ahead and grab one of them cheeky eyes, you know, and blaze up, baby, so we can have, you know, one of these good old talks, you know.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, sir. You know, it's cheeky eye, baby. We in that building with Sleepy V.
The one, the only.
How you feeling, my brother?
Good, brother.
How you doing mentally, physically, you know, spiritually, mind, body, and soul? How sleepy?
Man, I got probably an answer for every one of those. But
Talk to me.
I'm gonna keep it simple. Mentally,
Break it down. Break it down.
mentally, I'm always there.
Okay.
Physically, I get a little exhausted sometimes, but
Work too much?
you know what I'm saying?
In the studio, you know what? I know what it is. You're performing a whole lot. You know, you've been just doing a lot of shows. So
Okay.
that type of
I don't believe in working too much.
okay. Give me the other steps. Soul wise.
Soul wise.
How's the soul?
My soul's fulfilled.
Good.
I think every day I do a little bit of what fulfills me.
Amen.
And that's a good thing.
Mentally
strong.
Well, hey, you answer everything and let me know, you know, as a big brother, hey, brother, that, you know, you got everything balanced the way it's supposed to be, not just as an artist, but as a man.
Yeah.
You know, to where you'll maintain level. So we gonna tap into, you know, for what it's worth.
That's my first project that
we gonna tap into what it's worth. You know,
what do you want?
And what it's worth to me is like different avenue. It's like riding on a highway and you got 4 different lanes.
Yeah.
You know, break that title down.
For what it's worth, that actually I didn't name my own project. I got
break it down to me.
Yeah. Originally it was supposed to be called "What Does It For You?" Like asking the question. You know, I always felt like I'm the type of person that like has to really go through something to understand.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm like, what does it for you? You know? I told that to my brother Lance Burks one day. And he
big ups to Lance, man.
He had a oops moment, you know. He had an oops moment where he was like, "Man, when are you gonna drop for what it's worth, man?" I was like, "What'd you just say?" hold up. And he's like, "Oh, my bad, man, my bad." Like, no. You just did a thing. You know.
You know, sometimes you get those gifts out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, because as an artist, we try to push the envelope to make something fit.
Yeah.
When it don't fit, but then we have somebody that's in the family can just say one little thing that they like, hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry I have to steal this, but you know your old Lance, you know, some money on that there, you know, but the most of it is that credit, you know.
He owns my masters. I want the microphone to hear me. That man owns all my masters.
Okay, so let's talk about, you know, Lance talked about you, but on your end, you know, your relationship with that producer, that beautiful soul of a brother that I met and everything else. Give me your side of your twin.
Lance Burks to me is like a brother, you know.
I feel like when it comes to brothers,
Mm-hmm.
the sole purpose of having a brother, just like I have my brother Nick as well. I got, you know, and it's just you gotta want what's best for each other at all times.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter if you gotta tell them, you gotta have a hard conversation, tell somebody something they don't want to hear, but they need to hear.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Go ahead. No.
And that's what Lance Burks is to me. And I think one of the first people that I ever met that like really took my advice
Mm-hmm.
and my artistic abilities serious. And I feel like just that relationship alone, like how we respect each other musically from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
is what has been able to push the boundaries in today's time, you know?
But you know that I'm glad you're talking about him like that because it brings me back to Doc. You know,
Yeah. I know
me and
y'all have a
Doc,
cool relationship.
our
Y'all are,
relationship, you know, goes back to high school being in the band.
oh wow.
Doc was a DJ. I was on the mic.
Yeah.
You know, and he went into the service.
Yeah.
And I was doing my thing offshore. And when we did link back up together, you know, his wife was ready to introduce him to me,
Yeah.
and my wife ready to come to find out his wife and my wife are first cousins.
Oh wow.
But they didn't realize we knew each other.
Wow.
And also having those brothers that can tell you something wrong before they tell you something right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a true friends.
Yeah.
Because I respect you more if you check me for something that I'm doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And if I take it to heart to where I say I don't fuck with you,
Mm-hmm.
I really wasn't fucking with you.
Yeah.
But if I could take that and say, you know what, my brother is right, my sister is right, so I just had to take that lump.
Yeah.
Now, your relationship with Best Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear your side of the energy, the vibe,
that goes
the love of Best Damn.
Man. And it's funny because that actually goes hand in hand, like with my relationship with Lance Burks. I feel like everybody's still remaining in the Best Damn today.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we all feel just a little responsible for each other's success, and you know how much work we get done, and we definitely communicate with each other. And
that word, if you don't have communication within your family, I'm big on communication. I'm not a big person on texting. To me, if you got the time to text me, sometimes I feel as though you got the time to talk on a conversation.
Yeah.
Now, like with me, Jew, and Doc, I know when Jew is busy.
Yeah.
I know his time frame. So, but just like a brother, he said, Jay, let's get together this day.
Mm-hmm.
And he stick to his word. Me and Doc, we talk maybe 5 times a day about different avenues and what we trying to do on the end for us with Warriors Production, Cheeky Eye, and Best Damn. You know.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Mean Girl. You know, I told you from day one when I talked to you on the phone.
I already know.
And I even text you and say, hey man, we need a video on that. And you say something is already, and I say, hey, man, good minds think alike. The process of Mean Girl.
The whole process of Mean Girls, and believe it or not, it's funny. Every time I perform the song, like, believe it or not, the song is about girls that are not nice. But
no, break it down all the way because you know,
like,
I want your whole outlook on that song from beginning to the end because hey, once I told you that's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't wait to see the video on it.
Yeah. That's actually the first song that I ever recorded with with a producer.
Wow.
And that was the first song I went to some he's actually somebody that I've known for a long time since school days and stuff like that. We just never really spoke, but he goes by Lean Baby. Mm-hmm. He's an amazing producer.
Okay.
I go to him for the first time ever, and we recorded Mean Girls. And that's the, I mean, we only recorded it one time.
So did you have a girl being mean to you that they gave you the energy to break it down the way you broke it down? Because
Yeah,
there's another song I put these two together. Like you had Mean Girls,
Yeah.
and then you got what that is. You Wish.
You wish.
You know where I was
Yeah,
going
yeah,
there
I
with
knew
it.
exactly where you were going.
Them two is like they go hand in damn hand because Mean Girl was talking, but Wish is like, I wish your ass died. I wish you just you know just Mean Girl. You know what girl was actually being mean to you to come up with a song like that?
Man, I can't out a person. I can never out a person.
You ain't gotta out her, but you know come up with you can come up with a name, say Cinderella,
Yeah, no, that
Snow
was
White.
yeah, that was definitely
What she do to you?
that was Bethany.
Pull your ear.
That was Bethany.
I wasn't expecting you to.
You weren't expecting that. You weren't expecting that.
But, so what did she do?
She
Tell your
just,
brother, come on now.
I just felt misunderstood in the situation that I was in. You know.
You pushed on
Yeah.
her, and she wasn't feeling you.
I tried too hard, and I wasn't being felt. And then when somebody else was feeling me, you know, things changed. And
that's called.
And I'd be feeling like I was feeling like a bad person about it. I wrote a song about it, and I was like, so I mean, you was a little bit mean too, though, you know.
But I'm gonna tell you a situation where a mean girl.
Yeah.
I was liking this girl. I'm gonna give her a name too. She was a church girl named Tasha.
Mm-hmm.
You know, liked me, but I liked somebody else.
Yeah.
Told me she was gonna throw some Kool-Aid on me.
Oh wow.
And this is the first time I got in trouble because she was being mean, but when I try to do mean stuff back, I got in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, but most of the time the mean girls really do like you.
Yeah.
You know, so
well, that wasn't even my first experience with mean girls. I had a girl break up with me the day of my prom.
Wait, I'm sorry I laughed. I did a Kevin Hart.
No,
I did a Kevin Hart right now. Damn.
It's laughable. Like, I mean, shit. I think back and I laugh.
So your player call wasn't really player. You wasn't Sleepy V yet. Yeah. You wasn't Sleepy V yet. Yeah. I guarantee you right now, Sleepy, they won't play with you. They won't play with you. And if they do, you give them the hokey pokey. You know what that is? Hit the blunt, blow the smoke in their face. Poof. you know
the hokey pokey.
You remember that? Remember that? Okay, then. So, but from Mean Girl to I Wish.
Mm-hmm. You Wish.
You Wish.
I Wish is a Carl Thomas. Is it Carl?
Well, I wish. I'm kind of high right now. See, hey, before we look, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I told you I don't drink. So you know, he slipped me in one of them beers. So, but yeah, You Wish. Yeah. From Mean Girl to You Wish.
Yeah, You Wish. I wrote that because I got mad in traffic a lot, and I had a girl at the time. She was like, you can't keep saying you're gonna kill these people in traffic just because you're mad. And I'm like, I could say whatever. This is road rage. This is Houston, Texas.
Okay,
It's gonna happen.
Okay,
I'm gonna feel some type of way.
Okay,
you know, and that's why I started thinking to myself, okay, let's make it a little bit controversial. I wanna see you there, and then it wasn't even that. The hook wasn't even about a girl. Let's say it like that.
Okay,
but the verse, you know what I'm saying?
So that's what I'm going on.
Yeah,
so to clear it up, that part that I wanna see you there.
Yep.
You know,
I'm writing it, driving.
My little 5-year-old, when she hear that part, she jams in the back seat. That okay, so that sums it up on that.
Yeah.
Boy, because guess what? I was just about to say, between you and Lance, y'all probably with females and the songs y'all make, I love them. But I have to ask those questions about them like, damn, this just really happened to him to where
Mhm.
he feel this kind of way. But now I know your stuff. You road rage.
Yeah.
Don't be out there shooting nobody.
I
Yeah.
ain't
Don't you
doing
stick no gun out that damn window because we need you. You put no.
I'm a stand-up citizen.
Slow down. Let the weed talk to you. See, like, you know, when I get on the highway, the speed limit is, say, 70. I'm 55, 60.
You chilling.
Don't get behind me.
You're chilling.
My family know, hey, man, he gonna drive the way he drive because I'm
Yeah.
on a different high. And
Yeah.
sometimes you ain't got to rush, you know, but that sums it up. Not me.
Me. Yeah, that was just me wanting to be toxic as possible.
That's
I
another-
wanted whoever I had loved in the past to feel some type of way.
Okay.
As a little piece of everybody,
Okay.
mostly myself.
Okay. Now, is there anything else from Sleepy V that I need to Jew or Encore need to expect, or the whole world need to expect? What else going on? Well, you know what? Before that answer, I need to know where the name Sleepy V come into play. Before Sleepy V, was there another name you had that you was just smooth at, or it just right off the rip, Sleepy V?
That was actually the first name that was given to me. But before I became Sleepy V as an artist,
Mm-hmm.
I went by Vicious Vic, and I was a drummer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay, now I can see the Vicious V. Because I was just about to ask, Vicious V was a rapper, a hard rapper, but
Nah, I play like metal and
you got drumming. That's what I'm also too. You got instrument skills.
Yeah.
You know, so how many instruments coming from Sleepy V, you know, that you play, that you then craft?
Guitar. I like acoustic guitar.
Okay.
I took classes in acoustic guitar.
Okay.
I took keyboard classes as a child, so I can play around with the piano and understand it. I can't read it.
It just goes by heart.
Yeah, and drums. I'm
Mhm.
a drummer. My dad's
Okay.
a drummer. I come from drumming. Yeah.
I also too can relate to that. My dad was a drummer. I also used to get my ass whooped for touching the drums when I
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to touch the drum. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you how they used to find out I got on the drum.
Yeah.
I didn't put the sticks back where they were, or how
wow.
they had it.
He would happen to be a church drummer, would he?
No,
No?
my daddy played in clubs.
Okay.
Different bands and everything.
Okay.
I had another uncle played bass. So music and fashion came hand in hand.
Yeah.
And sometimes I got my ass whooped because I was told not to touch it. Y'all go do this here. When everybody leave, I mean that bitch smoke me a joint. Block up, blah, 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 going the fuck off.
Yeah.
But I'm doing my own sound.
Yeah.
And everything else. Before I even knew about even going into the band and reading music, being around Doc and understanding, you know. So yeah, I can relate to that. Drum was that was my first love. My first love gave me my first ass whooping.
Yeah.
So the transition from being a drummer,
Mhm.
give me just how Sleepy V just evolved.
Yeah. So, I became a drummer through the church. I
Mhm.
played for the church, and then I stopped playing for the church because I started smoking weed and I felt really bad. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that's a responsibility, and I just
Hey, you wouldn't
felt
know how many
disrespectful.
people I knew in my family would smoke a lunch. You know what a lunch is?
Mhm.
A joint.
Yeah.
I thought it was food. I don't know why when I knew they didn't already ate, why they was going to smoke a lunch.
Yeah.
You know, but when I found out, yeah, a lot of people smoke weed.
Mhm.
You know, wasn't a bad thing. You know, but I understand having a belief.
Yeah.
And a moral code.
Yeah.
You know, but me, I went to church high, went to
Yeah.
school high. I didn't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, now me too, and that don't ever mean that like I lost my relationship with God either.
Is
you
that
know? I feel like there's a little bit of God in everything that I do.
Man, look here. It's your belief, you know, but I just want to say, bro, you keep flying right and flying high, you know, and I just can't wait to see even more from you.
Yeah.
You know, what Sleepy V got and what Sleepy V has coming up,
Yeah.
you know, and just big ups to the whole Best Damn, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't have friends.
You have family.
This is my brothers.
Is
Yeah.
exactly, you know, and once again I told y'all, you know, I appreciate y'all, you know, letting us, you know, even be part of what y'all got going on. You know, I appreciate you for reaching out, you know, when you need something post and you know, you just give a shout out, you know. I'm like, yeah. That's
like
showing
that's just being a community, you know.
no, but that's just showing your love, you know, that hey, just the way you fuck with me, I fucks with you. You know, so you won't give any shout outs?
Of course.
Just holler at your people, you know. Y'all look, y'all listen to Sleepy V. You got the flow, bro. Talk your fly shit.
Yeah. Shout out Juarez Production.
Uh-huh.
He you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He one of the guys.
Your relationship with Ant. Y'all say Ant, I say Jew.
Yeah, no, I want to start saying that too.
Well, hey, look, everybody from Best Damn, look, I'm telling y'all right now. We all can't be calling him Jew. Now, y'all got y'all relationship with him. That's a personal relationship. Now, Sleepy didn't take over and saying he gonna be calling him that too. Yeah. But we know it's all love.
Nah, I love that man. I'm gonna call that motherfucker. He knows. He knows.
Look, it's just all love, and they're just letting everybody know how we are one with each other, how comfortable with our energy with each other, to where we can have these different laughs and bind with each other, to where we can have this here. Yeah, you know. So
well, hold on.
Real thizzle.
Juarez Production is the reason that we're all here.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yes, sir.
He put this all together. Somehow, in some way, everybody was at the same place at the same time, and we all share these crazy coincidences and little you know, little things about each other that we have in common and stuff that you wouldn't even think to, you know.
I just say this here. If we all communicate, be one with each other, but understanding who we are first. Yeah. That's the first thing of having this brotherhood. Yeah. This family. You gotta understand who you are first. Yeah. Then after that, if we all know who we are, ain't nothing else but to do what we supposed to. Yeah. Self-check. That means I self-check you, meaning I got your back, they got your back, and so on, and so on, and so on. The check self is, hey man, you can't tell me nothing about my past if I ain't already checked that shit. Yeah. And if you still stuck on that and I'm not, hey, I have grown. I gotta go this way. My energy is here. You know, so, but brother, keep being who you are. Yeah. And I said it before, cheeky eye for sure, it's sleepy eye. All right, Sleepy, let you know, why don't you go ahead on and hit them with the platforms, you know, that's out there.
Yeah. I go by the name Sleepy V.
Uh-huh.
Sleepy taught me on Instagram. Sleepy, TAUGHT, me. I'm working on music. I'm working on Casting Call. I'm working on Sleep for Dinner. I'm working on Pantera, days before Pantera. And we all working every single day. And I hope y'all are too.
Okay, any Facebook?
I'm on Facebook.
TikTok?
Yeah. I don't have TikTok.
What? Wait. Artists like you don't have a
preach to me.
A TikTok? You got stuff to promote, right?
Yeah.
Use it all.
Okay.
Because I use it all. You can use it in all different ways, you know, but it's still promoting your brand. It's just doing what other, like on my TikTok, it's about us.
Yeah.
I'm not posting what another person posts and stuff like that. Nah, if it ain't got nothing to do with what we got going on and the movement that we have, nah. So, but you don't have to get one because Big Bro got one.
Yeah.
You know, so Best Damn have a website.
They got a Instagram.
Okay, you can't hit them
Yeah.
with that. Come on now, we got to get them all.
Best Damn.
What about the merch? You do have logos. You have merch. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the product on Sleepy V.
I'm actually gonna wait on that. I like the hoodie design that I did.
Okay.
I want to wait until the winter time to do that though. But I have an exclusive design that I'm working on for the June show.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be like a limited thing. It's only gonna be one day. I'm gonna sell them, and
That's
done.
cool. Nah. But we have to plug all these things that
Yeah.
that have something to do with us.
Yeah.
You know, because I love the design. I
Mhm.
love the color, the looks. You know, and we have to make sure that we plug everything in.
Yeah.
Because once again, it's coming from our blood, sweat, and tears. You know, so well, y'all got it. Y'all got everything about Sleepy V. Y'all know how the swag come into play. Y'all see how my brother smoke. I think that's why he got Sleepy V. That's why he got the name Authentic Sleepy V. So y'all know my motto. We gonna check self-check, fly ride, fly high. Encore era music, Warheads production. You know, we cutting up, fully loaded on that cheeky eye.